So this yoga sequence focuses on giving the sole of the foot, the plantar fascia, a lovely stretch, and also the big toe hinges. It goes without saying that if you have any pain, any inflammation, especially to the big toes, then proceed with caution. We'll start gently, and then we'll add more weight onto the big toe joints. So let's make a start. So we're going to start in a all fours position with the tops of the feet to the floor to start with. So let's just first of all think about our hands. So really spread through the fingers. We tend to, when we put weight onto our hands, the weight moves to the little finger side. So actually think about the web between the thumb and the first finger and put some downward pressure through that area. Shoulders slide down. Think about the elbow joints remaining soft. Don't lock them, but don't put a bend in them either. And then to the feet. So tops of the feet to the floor. Just pick them up, breathe out, gently press the tops of the feet down to the floor. Again, breathing in, pick them up, and as you breathe out, gently press them down. Continue to do this, and you'll start to feel, as you press down, that this energy, this muscular soft tissue contraction moves up the inner thighs into the pelvic floor. So the next time your feet are down, you're going to hold, and you're going to have that gentle pressure down through hands, gentle pressure down through feet. Linking into your breath, so on the exhalation, we tuck tailbone under, we round through the spine, we bring the chin to the chest. We breathe in, turning the sit bones up, opening the throat if the neck's happy. So when you round, you think about pressing the earth away. You'll feel the pelvic floor engage. You can always put additional tone through the pelvic floor. As we move weight away from the floor, you will need to increase pelvic floor tone. Now noticing the inner ankles, do the heels splay out? If they splay out, draw the inner ankles, the inner heels towards one another. The next time you exhale, shift the weight back. So press the hands down and forwards so the bottom moves towards the heels. On the inhalation, the hands press down and you draw them towards the knees. You come back to all fours, you open through belly, through chest, through throat. Exhaling, rounding, bringing the bottom closer to the heels. You'll feel that lower back opening and widening. And then inhale the length to the front of the body. This time, as you shift the weight back, really take the hands further forwards. And then the inhalation, neutral spine, dropping the hips down, lengthen through front body. Exhaling, I need to walk my hands a little further forward to give me more space. Exhale, bottom to heels. Inhale, come through neutral. Drop the hips down, hands press down, they draw back towards the knees. Lengthen through front body. Exhale, lengthening through the back body. Now, we're going to put more weight through to the tops of the feet, and this will put pressure through the front of the ankles. So just see how you fare. Press down through tops of the feet, and the knees will lift. Lengthen through the front of the body. Put the knees down, exhaling back. Now, if you want to add on, when you're forwards in space and the knees have lifted, you keep the knees lifted to shift the weight back. So tops of the feet are on the floor, as are the hands. You've probably felt that you need more pelvic floor tone, so draw up. Close the space between the tailbone and the pubic bone and draw upwards towards the heart. Next time you're backwards in space, dropping the knees down, walking the hands towards the knees. You're going to tuck the toes under. So catch that little toe as well. Try and encourage it to be under. And again, what are the heels doing if they splay out? Draw them in. You'll feel the weight move more to the big toe joints. And you can keep the fingertips on the floor. The closer the heels are, the bottom, is towards the heels, then the deeper that stretch to the soles of the feet, the more weight you're putting through the big toe joints. So just draw gently up through pelvic floor, shoulders back and down, and you're going to raise the knees, coming towards the balls of the feet. And then keeping those inner heels towards one another, drop the knees down. So you roll back, slowly descending the knees to the earth, slowly lifting up. So working over the toe joints. Now the next time your knees are lifted, just walk the hands a little closer towards the knees, shrug the shoulders back and down. You're going to pick the heels up, so you'll feel the back of the lower legs working the calf muscles, and then you're going to drop the heels down. So you shift weight much more onto the big toe joints, and then the weight moves more towards the balls of the feet. Now, as you do this movement, try and be light on the fingertips. So we'll be moving towards a balance, and with balance, that means that you might wobble out of your posture, and that just shows that you are really trying hard. So don't worry too much. So the next time you're high on your toes, draw up through the pelvic floor. Bring the arms to the side like a T. Stretch through the fingertips. High heels. Crown of the head draws you up. And now transfer the weight towards the balls of the feet. So I'm much more wobbly when I'm on the balls of the feet. I definitely have more balance control when I'm on the big toes. Bringing the hands to the floor. Now keep the toes tucked, bring the knees down. What are the heels doing? Draw them in if they've splayed out. Come back to all fours. Rounding as you breathe out. Lengthening as you breathe in. Rounding, bringing the bottom towards the heels. Breathing in, hands draw towards the knees as you lengthen through the front body. Looking up towards the heavens with the eyes. This time that you're backwards in space, take the hands further forwards. Know that you can always adjust the distance. Now, have you clocked where this might be going? Exhaling, draw up through pelvic floor. When you inhale, keep the pelvic floor tone. Press the heels away and the knees will lift. Exhale, knees down. Rounding through the spine, bottom towards the heels. Is the weight still on the big toe hinges? Is the weight still to the webbing of the thumb and the first finger? Now the knees could stay lifted as you shift the weight back. Come forwards, this isn't plank, but then the hips drop down. Move forward, so the hands press down and they draw towards the toes. You'll move more towards the top of the big toes. That exhalation pushes you back. And that inhale, coming forwards. Really strong pose, so that high tone through the pelvic floor. This time that you're backwards in space, knees come down, bring the hands under the shoulders, untuck the toes, and you might want to percussion through the feet. As you tap the feet to the floor, maybe flip the hand over, one hand at a time so that you're on the back of the hand, just stretching the wrist in the other direction, and of course swapping back to do that to the other hand. Hopefully the feet are feeling a little more alive. Lovely. So I reckon your feet might have a little zizz in them, and maybe you'll be able to walk with more of a spring in your step. Namaste.